Hi guys, again this is your boy Ball, and today I want us to check in the case of one of the new appointed Minister for Environment and Forestry in South Sudan, and his name is none other than Mabior Garang de Mabior. I want us to look at his track record, a little bit about his history, and something very important that I looked at when I was looking at his case and him being brought back. Mabior has been in the government for the longest time, if I could say, but um, he's been time of someone who doesn't have the consistency, and as someone who's been so much into following him and looking at what he can do, I believe there are reasons or there's something that has been pushing him to the point of resigning and and always leaving the government now and then and coming back and all that. So I want us to look into him being brought back to the government, what he can do under the docket of the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, what are his strengths and what are his force. So, like I said, Mabior was born in 1977 in Juba. Of course, he's the eldest son of, our country founding leader, the leader of SPLM, Dr. John Garang de Mabior, and his mother is none other than Rebecca Nyandeng de Mabior, who is a senior politician in South Sudan and the former vice president. Mabior has been active in SPLM politics from a young age. We've known him for long. A youth in this youth sector as we are, we've seen him for a while. He's been in the government in and out and all that. But in 2015, he joined the SPLA-IO, which is the SPLA in opposition. He joined and then he served as the chair of information and public relation, and then returned to Juba in 2016 under the peace deal. You remember the IO were kicked out of South Sudan after the war, and then when the peace deal was signed in 2016, he came back to the country. And then in 2016, he was appointed Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation under the transitional government. That is after the agreement, the peace agreement and all that. They reappointed him as the Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, and then faced controversies after being removed from the cabinet meeting because of the dress code. I don't know if you guys can remember, but it's trended a lot when he went to a cabinet meeting where the president and other dignitaries were there. He went into a meeting with the bow tie. That was crazy, man. I was looking at that situation, was like, oh, this brother was mad. But yeah, he was removed from the cabinet. And then in 2020, he was brought back as the Deputy Minister of Interior under the revitalized transitional government. That is the 2018 agreement, revitalized agreement. He was brought back as the Deputy Minister of Interior. And then he resigned after 8 months. After being given the position of the Deputy Minister of Interior, he resigned after 8 months, citing failure to full implementation of the peace agreement. Remember in 2018, the peace agreement that brought about the 5 vice president thing. So that agreement was, proposed, and then they agreed during the proposal of that peace agreement, and they said everything that is agreed in that 2018 agreement was supposed to be implemented within 8 months. So when it went past 8 months and nothing was implemented, he decided to say what? No, I'm gone. I can't work like this. Yeah, that there made me feel so good, made me so proud of him, man. If you, it actually shows this is a kind of person who don't want to be in a place where things are not being done right and no one is saying nothing about it or taking any action. So that one there was brilliant. And then after he resigned, in 2021 he announced a temporary withdrawal from politics. So he decided to stay away from politics, and then he founded what he called South Sudan National Conversation Initiative, which he intended to promote governance, agriculture, and rule of law. As someone who's been in this, in environment for a very, very long time, I mean, he had the right, and I believe I could follow him because he understands the system and he knows what is wrong and what is being done not the right way, and he can actually tell us, and he can actually bring also ideas on how it should be done right. Apart from founding the South Sudan National Conservation Initiative, he also promoted farming and climate resilient agriculture among youth. Yeah. I've been in few X spaces lately, and where South Sudanese youth are talking about economy, the country economy, and mostly they talk so much about economy and relying their arguments or their points on agriculture. That makes me feel so good. Make me feel like most South Sudanese youth are also turning into agriculture as a mean of changing lives. My brother himself is doing agriculture. It's not something new for me to understand. Like mostly South Sudanese youth are facing that direction and looking at this one of the ways they can save the country from going where it's actually heading to. And then lately, in November 2025, this year, he was again appointed by President Salva Kiir, as the Minister of Environment and Forestry. He is actually right now the Minister of Environment and Forestry. His mandates as the Minister of Environment and Forestry includes deforestation control, environmental governance, oil pollution oversight, and climate policy. I believe it all speaks Mabior Garang the Mabior. This is what actually Mabior Garang the Mabior is about, and I believe with ease he can actually carry out his duties and be able to come up with, as brilliant as he is, to come up with ways to save the country from deforestation and oil, climate, and bring climate policies that can actually help the country in one way or another. So now let's look at the key actions. And the first action that he actually already carried out right now, there's a pledge that he made, a master plan. So we're going to go through this master plan and tell me if this is not someone who's brilliant. It's my opinion. You can tell me your opinion on the comment section. But his first focus area, I'm going to be telling you the focus area and the purpose or the proposed measures or what it's actually mean. The first focus area is to stop deforestation and land degradation. He wants to stop deforestation and land degradation. What it means is he wants to regulate or curtail tree cutting, prevent over-reliance on charcoal, institutional oversight of logging and land use. Of course, these are services like the citizens or the country actually need. Because if you are not going to give me another option, then the only option that I'll know is go burn down trees in the forest and make charcoal so that I can carry on with my daily life. But if someone can come up with, if they can come up with other option that can actually save the forest, then this is a great master plan. Another objective or another focus area will be he would like to tackle pollution, especially in oil producing areas, like where I come from, like in Ruweng, like in Pibor, like in not Pibor, in, I don't know, Nasser or is it Bantu? There's oil also around there. So this is what it's mean to monitor and manage pollution from oil activities, protects communities, livestock, and environment from damage. Brilliant, my brother. That is brilliant. That's brilliant. I agree with that. And I believe if these kind of master plans are put in place and he's given the opportunity to carry out his duties, then I believe 100% he will be able to play a bigger or a major role in saving the country from where it's going right now. Another objective or another focus area will be to strengthen environment governance and capacity. What does it mean? This is what it means. It means review past gaps or failures. Now we gotta go back to the drawing board and look at where are we going wrong? Why are we facing? Why is our environment not being taken care of? What's the problem? What can we do and all that? So he's kind of a person who want to go to the drawing board with the communities or the citizen and look for the right way to come up with the brilliant measures to save the country, and then build the institutional capacity of the ministry to manage and to manage natural resources. Man, this is for sure. Most of the ministries or most of the institutions in South Sudan government are not strong. They are not. Their capacity is so weakened. They are not given the mandate. Their mandate is not wide enough to cover the key problems that the country is actually going through. So I want to see this young man work through all this and make something out of the opportunity that's given to at least save the country his father fought for until he died. Another focus area to integrate climate resilience and disaster risk reduction. Brilliant. What does it mean? It means use climate funding, the GCF, that is the Green Climate Fund, to build flood resilient infrastructure, water management system, and support livelihood through sustainable agriculture and forestry practices. Yeah. Instead of getting funds or green climate funds and put into your pocket and share it with your cousins, with your community, make your bellies look good, buy beautiful homes in Nairobi, in Kampala, in Addis Ababa. Please just use that money to save the country, and your country will run in a better way. Trust me, this is a kind of a person who knows how the country is being run for decades, and he wanted to do the opposite of it. Instead of using this money, launder them from South Sudan to Kenya to Uganda to Ethiopia, use that money and save your environment, save people, and give them, for example, if we used the GCF fund to build flood resilience infrastructure, how many lives will we save in Jonglei State, for instance, or areas around River Nile? How many lives? Tell me. We've been getting this fund. Go look at this. We've been getting these funds. But whoever receives them know where they go to. They buy homes in Addis Ababa, buy homes in one of the most expensive suburbs in Nairobi, one of the most luxurious suburbs in Kampala. Use that money to make their lives better temporarily, because I don't think it's forever. Because once Kenya said, you know what, all that money you use here, you guys better go back to your country, and that's it. You're going to lose all that money, and you come back to a trash land that you laundered the money you're supposed to use to save that land so that you can live in that land forever. Come on, man. Let's give Mabior Mabior a chance to, bring those kind of changes. I believe in this man. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that this guy is coming to save us, because I've never seen someone so brilliant to come up with this kind of master plan. If someone has ever done it or come up with a master plan like this, then they never disclosed it. And that's crazy, because you know why they don't disclose it? Because they don't want to be questioned at the end of the day. You said this when you took office. We know you get the funding, GCF funding, you got it. What did you do? Why didn't you do it? But this guy came. And let me tell you something very interesting as we go. He actually secured, listen, he was appointed in November. We are in December right now, early December. He was appointed in November as the Minister of Environment and Forestry, And as I'm talking to you right now, he has already secured a green climate funding of up to 50 million US dollars. And he didn't just receive that money and stay with it like they always do. Other ministries have been doing it. He came to the public and said, listen, I said we are going to build flood resilience infrastructure. We are going to come up with a good water management system and support livelihood through sustainable agriculture and forestry using the Green Climate Fund. But guess what? I already got the fund. I already got the 50 million US dollar funding. He's got it right now. That means one of these projects might have already been started. They've already started working on it. This is the kind of leaders we want. We want, like, give him the chance. Give him the chance. We want to see him work. We want to see him actually work. Don't be jealous of him trying to save his country. Don't be jealous of him trying to make lives better for the people his father actually fought for till he died. Don't. Give him the chance. Let him work. Let him cook. We will judge him if it stands out the other way. But at this moment, I feel like we trust him. We believe he can do something. The last part, or the last master plan, the objective, the last part of the master plan, the objective is to support sustainable land use and livelihood for communities. What does it mean? It means promote agroforestry, planting fruits and medicinal trees, solar irrigation, climate smart agriculture to provide sustainable income and food. Instead of continuing with the old ways of agriculture, this guy want to be innovative. You want to bring some different kind of way, the easiest way to do this job, because our country has the most fertile land that I've had, and I believe because most South Sudanese are people with good agricultural background. If you invest in them, if you invest in these communities, if you give them ways to do it better, then expect the country can be saved by these same people that you're not empowering, to be honest. Great master plan there, Mabior, Garang the Mabior. I'm looking forward to saying I knew I was supposed to trust you like I do. Do not let me down. Do not let South Sudan down. Do not let other youth like myself who trust in you and believe that you can do something. Do not let them down. And most of all, do not let your father, the great Dr. John Garang the Mabior, attempt. Do not let him down. So his other focus areas include climate adaptation, flood management, early warning systems, and sustainable forestry. This is what we need. Listen, with just this one, you've saved 3/4 of the country. Now, if you do this, if this master plan comes to work, then the only problem that we'll have are only two things: education and peace, security. That's it. If your master plan comes through, we don't care about any other. We only care about peace and education. If your master plan works, the only thing that will be remaining is just peace, that is security, and education. Trust me. This covers almost 3/4 of what South Sudanese need to be done. Your master plan itself. Now, let me now tell you why I feel like I trust him. These are his strengths. What the strength number one is, the public profile. This is the son of Dr. John Garang the Mabior. So that itself give the aura, give who are we working with. We all know what John Garang the Mabior lived for. We all know the reason why he was born. We all know the reason why he fought. We all know the reason why he died. And I can feel like I can see that in his son as well. I feel like his son cannot be far away from what his father hearts desired so much. I believe Dr. John Garang Mabior, his ambition is already at 100% invested in his first child, his first son. I believe Mabior Garang Mabior carries with it what John Garang Mabior promised us and delivered. He promised to fight for South Sudanese black Christian, and he delivered. And he died knowing that no any Arabs that can come and kill us or force us to follow their ways. He did it, and when he died, we were free from them. Now we are killing ourselves. But he saved us from the biggest enemy. And I believe this is invested in this guy. And I believe because the track record speaks for itself. We've seen what he can do already. And that's why I believe that's number one strength. That's one reason why we should believe in him and give him the opportunity to work. Instead of going on social media and try to criticize him, let's understand who is this person that we are dealing with and understand that he might be the person we want to come and help us. Personally, I believe so. I know it's him. There's no any other person. It's him, to be honest. It's him. Experience in both government and opposition, so he's been with them, giving him a broad political exposure. So he understands the system. He knows what is being done right and what is not being done right. So I believe if seen it, he knows who is who to work with and who is who not to work with. And I believe he understands what the people want and what the people do not want. And I believe he understands that this is how the country look at the people and how they want to treat them. And he can come out and say, that's not the way. And I understand, and I believe that's the reason why he's been resigning from positions to positions, because, if I understand, like, you cannot be in a place where you feel like your people are being oppressed and you cannot do anything. It's much better you step aside. You leave that place, because there's no comfort at all in that kind of places. And that's another strength that I can actually give this young man. His interest in agriculture and climate issues aligns with ministry's priorities, 100%. That's his kind of work. That's what he want to do. That's what he's been doing. We've seen it on social media. We've seen him working really hard, promoting agriculture and climate issues, and this is what the ministry wants. So that's his job. So what do the critics say? Number one, past cabinet incident that links to a dressing style. Of course, including myself, I was looking at him saying, nah, bro, you cannot do that. You cannot go to the cabinet ministry with the president there and you on a bow tie. And in fact, you are the youngest one, probably. And then you do that. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. So that's one of the controversy that I also agree. And the critics also question consistency due to past resignations. I will defend you on that. I understand the reason why you've been resigning. I know it's not easy working in a rocky environment, in an environment where people are not looking at, the good they can deliver for people. They're looking at getting their bank account huge, and they don't care about the country, and there's no comfort there. You cannot be comfortable. You will end up resigning. You will not want to be in an environment where, what you want to deliver is not in line with what the intention of the people who are actually leading you. I can support you in that. And then some view him as symbolic rather than performance-based. Yeah, benefit of the doubt. You're looking at maybe it's just John Garang Mabior's son. What has he ever done? Nothing. I know. Yeah, we can't judge you for that. That's why I'm saying we give you a chance. We need to, see if you can actually deliver or not. But we can actually, it's our right to doubt you because you've not achieved nothing. Of course. We want to see you achieve something. We don't want to say it's because you are John Garang the Mabior's son, that's why you're good for the work or for the job. Like what I just said. No. I want to see you deliver. I want to see you do it. John Garang, when he carried on his job, he got all the support. But when he delivered what he promised, that's when people are looking at him as the hero. We didn't look at him as the hero before he achieved what he achieved. He got all the support on the way. And now we're going to give you the support. You make sure you deliver. If you don't deliver, then we will just be viewing you on the symbolic kind of traits rather than in terms of performance. Yeah. Now, the last part of this podcast will be: its success depends on the ability to implement reforms, fight corruption, and sustain environmental reforms. Program, sorry. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I like what you used to do as Mabior Gang the Mabior when you are promoting agriculture and all that. If you bring that if you are given the opportunity to bring those programs, the environmental programs, into the ministry, then 100%, I believe you will achieve your dreams, or you will help the country, you save the country from itself. And then corruption, yeah. Hopefully, you don't get deceived by these people, what they do, because corruption is their kind of a way of doing things, and that's why the country still looks like that. Yeah, you know what? Some few days ago, a friend of mine asked me the question, like, since independence, how many roads have you heard were constructed in South Sudan? And I was like, I don't know any. I've just heard of Baragazal, Bor to what road, Bor to Juba road. I've just heard, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have roads that we can actually be proud of and say this is, if not World Bank maybe funding, if this, I've not seen the country coming up with this program and just try to do it now. I don't know. And then the ministry faced challenges such as weak institution. Most of the ministries have weak institution. You don't have the voice. You're not given the freedom to carry out your duties. That one thing we know. And Salva Kiir, please post the decrees. You know very well you're abusing your powers. That's not your job. Stop. Post it. Okay, you can decree any other person, but can you leave Mabior Gang the Mabior for us for a while? Please, we want to see him do something. Give them chance just to work. They need that. You can't just keep them for 2 months and they're out. So you're not even giving them to negotiate if they can get funding for their program. Please give them at least, and keep politics away from the institutions. Do not give him the ministry because he's from IG, he's from IO. Just leave the politics away from the institutions. Don't say this ministry should go to IO, this ministry should go, especially this specific ministry. Just let it be independent, not politically based, because that give them enough power to work on their own circle and deliver. Please. And yes, that's the end of my podcast today, guys. We were checking in on Mabior Garang the Mabior is the new Minister of Environment and Forestry. Stay tuned for the next episode. Ciao.